You'd think before demolishing someone's home, an HOA would at least double-check the name on the deed. But nope. They didn't just pick the wrong battle, they picked the guy who wrote the land records they based their claims on. It started innocently enough. A few years back, I bought 160 acres of mixed forest and lakefront in the hills outside Missoula, Montana. Remote, wild, perfect. I work in land and title management for the state, specializing in historical property boundaries and mineral rights. Most people don't know what a section line discrepancy is. I can find one in my sleep. I built a small cabin on the South Ridge, all legal. Septic certified, solar installed, registered with the county. A modest, 700-square-foot A-frame with cedar siding, a wraparound porch, and views you'd swear were CGI. I didn't think twice about the HOA 2 ridges over the Whispering Pines lakeside development. They were 3 miles down the old logging road, with vinyl homes, decorative rock mailboxes, and more lawn rules than a golf course. We didn't overlap, or so I thought. Then I got the letter. It was passive-aggressive poetry. Per Article 9, Section 3 of the Whispering Pines Covenant Agreement, all unapproved structures within association view corridors are subject to removal. I laughed. My land wasn't part of their HOA. Never had been. I wrote back, politely, explaining that I was outside their jurisdiction, with survey data and legal parcels attached. No response. 2 weeks later, I came up from a trip into town and found everything gone. The cabin? Leveled. My solar array? Scrapped. My tools? Missing. All that remained was a bulldozed patch of dirt and a laminated sign hammered into the ground. Unapproved structure removed by order of HOA. I thought it was a joke. Then I saw the drone footage. Turns out, the HOA president, a smug retiree named Glenn Weathers, bragged on Facebook that they'd reclaimed encroached land and restored the forest view for Whispering Pines homeowners. He even posted a selfie standing on my leveled cabin site with a thumbs up. Glenn had hired a private crew and claimed the area was within a disputed easement, asserting the HOA had historic access rights based on a plat from 1978. What he didn't know. I digitized that plat for the county. I personally corrected the erroneous lines he was referencing during a boundary resolution project 2 years prior. The plat he used was outdated, unsigned, and void. They had destroyed private property based on a document I had officially replaced, with my name on the footnote. I didn't get mad. I got meticulous. I compiled satellite time-stamped imagery of the cabin construction, registered surveys and updated county plats, correspondence with the HOA and Glenn, a forensic estimate of damages, including rare reclaimed wood I had sourced from a 1920s church in Idaho. Then I filed a civil suit for trespass, destruction of private property, and punitive damages. But I didn't stop there. I met with the county recorder's office and showed them the drone video Glenn posted. Their jaws dropped. Turns out the HOA had also trimmed parts of land that didn't belong to them before. They were already on thin ice. I brought copies of every revised plat, including the master overlay used for Whispering Pines' development filings. All of them? Signed by me. Court was quick. The judge asked Glenn where he got the authority to bulldoze a structure not even on HOA-managed land. He stammered. My lawyer showed the current county GIS overlay, the parcel boundaries in bold, with my name in the title chain for 40 years. Then came the hammer. This land was never, at any point, under the jurisdiction of Whispering Pines or any HOA. Mr. Weathers acted with reckless disregard for private ownership. Result? $368,000 in damages awarded. Full cost of rebuilding covered, labor, materials, furnishings. Additional $100,000 in punitive damages for malicious overreach. HOA placed under county oversight pending restructuring. And Glenn? Forced to issue a written public apology. From a temporary cabin I had rebuilt on the site 2 months later, complete with new solar, faster internet, and a full wraparound deck. I even invited the local news. Now when people ask me what I do, I just smile and say, I own the land, and I wrote the map. Moral of the story? Before you bulldoze a man's cabin, maybe check who drew the property lines.